Hello, this is Sbyl Harmony, and this is a live sacred teaching video. We're going to be talking, telling fun stories, and we're actually going to do a meditation. So this is a real treat today. My guides and I decided to do this. So welcome, everybody. And I'm really excited to be here. And this is going to be a really cool video. Hello, everybody who joined. I do this every Saturday now at 10 o'clock. Sometimes I'm answering questions and doing personal healings. We're going to do a healing today, but it's going to be a meditation. So I want to talk to you about meditation. I usually teach this in a class, and I charge money. I sell a meditation video at the bottom of my website, but I want to give this a gift to you all today because it's time. It's an amazing foundation to have, and just give it a try. Now, there are meditative-like practices that we'll talk about too, and there are videos you can get online or on YouTube that are going to show you or just do a meditation, but they don't really explain the benefits of meditation. And also, at least I haven't found any. Maybe there are some out there that do that. And then after, if you want to join my after show, it's only, I think, like $14. At 12 o'clock today, I'm going to be answering questions and doing personal healings and readings for people. Okay, let me turn this so you can all, let me move this so you can all see my heart here, my amethyst heart back there. I don't know how the camera got turned. Okay, sorry, this is live. And I'm not a professional filmer. I'm a psychic, a medium, an intuitive, a healer, and a spiritual teacher. Hi, everybody. This is going to be an amazing show. Hi, is that Sonata? Did I say that right? Marvita, Kathy, Lynn, Mousy, hi, you were here before. Gigi, I think I've seen you before. Lynn, hi. I've seen a lot of you before, but thanks for joining. So this is going to be really cool. So let's first talk about a fun story, and then, well, actually, I'm going to mention the benefits of meditation. Then I'll explain to you how to do it, and you can see if you like it. I found that my day goes better when I meditate. When I first started doing this, it's the foundation of our spirituality is either prayer, which can be affirmational prayer, positive thinking, or meditation, or you can do a meditative-like practice. And I'll explain what those are. But I want you to try this. It's really going to be cool. And just imagine what an amazing world we would live in if everybody had a prayer or meditation practice. And it's just, okay. So some of the benefits are retarding the aging process, healing. Bodies love to meditate, so it's a great foundation for healing. Like I talked about before, my day would go better when I meditated. Reducing blood pressure or normalizing blood pressure. Connecting with your guides, connecting with your abilities, assisting you in your spiritual process, your spiritual growth, understanding, and awareness. It's amazing for that. And so, and in this time where we're going through so much, it's really important. Why I'm doing this work is it's really important as we're going through a little coup in this country, you might call it, or a big one, as the energy is shifting. Even there's planetary shifts. The astrology is, lots of energy going on there. And so it's super important for you to have time for yourself to get grounded, to come back to yourself, to get calm and clear. And I found I actually could get more done after I meditated. Or like I said, my day went better. So it's imperative, to really ground yourself and, calm and relax, to meditate. To have a meditation practice is a wonderful tool. And it also, I'm going to be, some people do it periodically, which is fine, but it doesn't really work that way. You really, it's okay. It's better than not at all, but you really need to do it every day. And I'll explain. And I'll also tell fun stories. So fun story about me is that I learned to meditate. Well, there's two types of meditation, basically, from my understanding, and there are variations in those two types. But I was taught to sit and meditate. And what happened, I was at a school. I've been meditating for like 25 years or more, probably 30 years. And I've listened to tapes, and I've studied with different teachers and groups, and I've been around the world meditating. And so anyway, I decided to, I was really going to do this and get on my spiritual path and heal myself, and which helps everybody around us. When we do this, when we meditate, it raises the vibration of the planet. It raises the vibration of you, which affects your home, your town, your state. The more of us that are in a higher frequency vibration, the better off we are as a planet. It raises the frequency of the planet for love, compassion, healing, detoxing, all that. Okay. So I went to this school, and I would sit there, and they taught me how to meditate, and I'm going to teach you how to do that. And so I would sit and meditate. And I thought, as soon as I did this, that guides were going to appear, angels would be there giving me dissertations, and all this stuff was going to happen. So I was really excited to do it. And I sat there and I meditated, and my teachers would ask me, how are you? What are you, are you seeing anything, or how, what's going on? And I'd be like, nothing. It's dark in here. I don't see anything. And they're like, okay, I actually was seeing things, but I wasn't like, I saw like this bird wing or something at first, but then it would just be like dark. So I'm like, okay. And then I started to rock back and forth like this. And I'd be like, okay, now I look like somebody in a mental institution. I'm like rocking. I'm like, what is going on? My body was rocking. So I asked my teachers, I'm like, okay, why is this happening? And they said, you're releasing stress. And I was like, okay. So I needed to release stress. So meditation will help you on a deep level de-stress. I had so much trauma, and we're like trauma nation now. That's why I'm doing this video today for meditation. So we can de-traumatize, and it doesn't happen overnight, but a lot of us have had trauma in our childhood, even in our adulthood. We're definitely all going through this now. So anyway, I would just sit there and I would just rock, and I'd be like, okay, I'm de-stressing. So I decided that, I'm really going to try to keep, I just kept doing it. And, several months in, nothing was happening. So I decided I'm going to go to the beach, because I was told that when you're around water, it really heightens your intuitive abilities. And also being in nature, meditating in nature is amazing. It will really boost your experience. To me, it does, but really make it nice. But so I decided to go out to the beach and sit there and meditate. And this was really going to be it. I was going to receive these great messages. And I was starting to go through a divorce at that time. So I thought I'll get some guidance. And okay. So I went out to the beach, and I wasn't really getting a divorce, but there were problems. But so I walked to a place. I sat, okay, this seems like a good place. And I sat there, and I did my meditation. I was rocking back and forth and hoping no one was watching. And I opened my eyes and I saw an old shoe, and I was like, huh, was that there before? Is this a message? Did I just, and I'm like, okay, like your life path, a shoe, because ankles are about your life path. Or okay, so I was like, I don't know. I said, maybe I'll try a different spot. And I walked down and tried a different spot, and nothing really happened. So I came home, and then a couple months later, I was really the divorce was happening. It was, my guides have, I was getting dreams, to not be in that relationship, but I kind of wasn't really listening to them. Anyway, I went back to the beach, and I decided, this is it. I'm really going to do this. And I just prayed. I said, look, I really need you to help me. I need you to show me what to do. I don't know what to do. And so I sat there and did my meditation. And all of a sudden, I heard this voice, and I opened an eye, and I saw this guide standing there. And he said, move him out. And I was like, okay. I was like, and the whole ocean turned red. I was like, oh my God. So it happened. But so it's just a story about, this. I went through this so I could teach other people, like, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up in your process. I was getting benefits all along, but I wanted to see, bells and whistles and guides and all that. And I did. Now, that doesn't mean you will see that if that's what you're asking for. And that's what Spirit has for you, because everybody's different. So it'll be your own story as you go through this little journey, if you'd like to learn how to meditate. So back to some of the benefits. We talked about benefits of normalizing blood pressure. Whatever you do, whatever happens in a meditation, your body will just naturally start healing itself. And reducing the aging process. So there are neurotransmitters in your brain. And when we have trauma, or if we've hit our head, we've had accidents, we get older, the brain stops functioning as well. Or if we're not studying, or actually studying and learning can help improve our brain quality, our cognizance. And so meditation will help reconnect the neurotransmitters in your brain. So because I used to feel like I couldn't concentrate very well, and I had a lot of trouble in school. I was very dyslexic. But when I started meditating, I was able to, I felt like my mind was getting clear. So to me, much better than any other drugs or something I could have taken. And better than Botox, retarding the aging process. So that was really, I'm like 67 now, and I look pretty good for 67. And I used to do a lot of stupid things when I was younger, like smoke or, take a lot of pills and stuff, or, anyway. So I don't do any of that anymore. But so meditation is the benefits of healing your brain, healing your body, connecting with guides. And let's talk a little bit about how to meditate. And then we'll actually do the meditation. We're at 10:15. And I kind of would like to see if anybody has any questions about meditation before we start too. So that'll be cool. So you can let me know if you have any questions after I explain this part of it. So we're going to be using a mantra. And a mantra is a thing that you say to yourself. You could say it out loud, but you say it in your mind, in your thoughts. And that helps you actually with your clairaudience and your claircognizance, which is divine knowing and hearing spirit, because you're having a conversation or you're talking with yourself by saying this mantra to yourself. And we'll do the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. So Om Mani Padme Hum is a Tibetan mantra, and it means the jewel of the lotus. Okay. It also is a protection when you say it. And it also clears away, protecting you from ego and greed and hatred and prejudice. So it protects you from that, but it also helps to clear, because we all have stuff that we're clearing. And in the way that I was taught to be self-reflective and to look at myself, it's not about being perfect, but it's about being honest, not beating yourself up, but being honest and reflective. And sometimes when we go in, we start to have a better relationship with who we are, which is divine light, spirit, that is forever. And we're quite amazing beings, but we kind of lose who we are in physical earth world. And then we get all this programming or criticism that, we're not good enough, or that we can't do it, or that we're a victim, or that, somehow being afraid or angry is going to help us. Now, we don't want to judge our emotions, but this helps us to be like more neutral to our emotions and our stuff and to other people's stuff, so that we are better able to address situations in life coming from a more centered space. Okay, if that makes sense. So Om Mani Padme Hum, and you can look that up, each word and the spelling. Let's see if I have the spelling of it here. I did pull it up on here, so it should still be on here. On my phone here, Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah, there it is. Me home, no me hum. You can look it up for the spelling. Okay, now it's not letting me go there. I believe it's OM, which is Om. And Om is the connection to source, connection to divine light, connection to unconditional love and the universe. So if you want, you could just say Om. And Om is also a way of opening your third eye to seeing in your dreams more, to visualizing, or to seeing clairvoyantly. And so Om, just saying Om is a mantra you can use. And then it's Ma, M-A, Pod, P-A-D, Me, M-E, and then H-U-M if you're looking it up. Okay? So I hope you got that. I know I said it quickly. Om Mani Padme Hum, Tibetan mantra. Okay? So we say the mantra to get us into a relaxed state. Also, when you're saying a mantra, you are erasing negative energy. You're clearing negative energy. That's why people do chanting. One of the reasons people do chanting and mantras in certain forms of spirituality and or religion. So you have a mantra. Now, if you don't want to use a mantra, it's okay if you just use your breath. So you're tuning into your breath, breathing. And the way that I like to do that is breathing through my nose, because if you're in fight or flight, so don't do that. Breathing in through your nose. So one of the worst things for a monk is to have congestion. And that's a whole nother video of how to clear congestion. You can look up on YouTube. They have acupressure points to clear sinus congestion, or you can use a neti pot, or look at your diet. Maybe start avoiding dairy, certainly while you're congested, or find out what you're allergic to. And I do that in my private sessions as well. But and that's a whole different healing. But we want to be able to breathe through our nose. And I've really been able to help people with that in some of my sessions. But so breathing through your nose, and then we don't want to have so much shallow breathing. And don't beat yourself up if you have shallow breathing in your chest, because if you've suffered from someone yelling at you or being afraid, or especially as a child, You may have learned to shut down your emotions by not breathing in your belly, by just having shallow chest breathing. Or it could be that no one taught you how to breathe properly, or it could be that, no one around you was doing that. So you just, a lot of times kids just pick up the energy from their parents or whoever's around them, that's the way you breathe. But a lot of people I've noticed have shallow upper lung breathing. And when you start to breathe in your whole lungs, feelings might come up. And that's a good thing, because we don't want to have frozen feelings trapped that we're pushing down, and because they're there anyway. And it's just frequency and energy, and it's not good for your health. And then it's like you're always trying to run away from. So we don't want to run away from ourselves. We want to relax our body. We want to breathe through the nose and come down into, your belly breathing, and let your belly relax, and practice that. And do not do this when you are driving or operating heavy machinery, because when you first start properly breathing, you could get a little bit lightheaded. That could happen. You'll probably feel more relaxed and have more energy afterwards. But it isn't necessary that you will feel lightheaded, but just don't do this when you're driving. And we're going to be closing our eyes, so you really can't do this when you're driving. But in case you're listening to this and you're driving somewhere, don't do the meditation breathing portion till you get home or pull over. Okay. So saying a mantra or tuning into your breath. And you can say the mantra with your breath, which is really fun. I like doing that because it gives me the benefit of both. And I feel, more energized and calm when I do that. Yeah. Okay. So then it's a good idea to take about 20 minutes. Ideally, it would be 20 minutes twice a day. I meditate for an hour or more every day. Rarely do I just do a 40 minutes, 20 and 20. But I usually do my 20 minutes. When I do just do 20 minutes, I do it is 40-minute chunk, because I found it's better for me to do my meditation in the morning. I also like a afternoon break at lunch to do my meditation then. But after about 1 o'clock, like 12 or 1 o'clock, if I do a meditation, what can happen is with a lot of people is that you'll fall asleep, especially if you're meditating with a chair behind you or lying down. It's very likely that you will fall asleep. Now, if you fall asleep when you're meditating, it can be good if you're tired. That it means you needed sleep. You needed more sleep. 20 minutes of meditation is like 2 hours of sleep. Okay. So, but if you fall asleep, it's just, you might be sleep deprived. You may have needed that. Your body needed to sleep more. But just be aware, if you're leaning against something or lying down or you fall asleep, after like 12, 1 o'clock, you may not be able to get to sleep that night until quite a bit later. So my normal bedtime is 10 o'clock because I like 10 o'clock. That's a whole different video explaining the timing of things. Okay. So I like to be asleep by 10, and after 10 o'clock, the energy changes, and then it can be hard to get to sleep. But unless your body is set for like 11 or 12 o'clock or something, that's fine. But just be aware, if you're sleeping during the day and taking a nap, like after 12 or 1 o'clock, you may miss your bedtime. If you're on a schedule, and bodies like schedules. So if you're on a schedule, that could change your schedule. Just saying hello to that, so you know that. So I pick my 20-minute time in the morning, or 40 minutes, whatever you want to do. And then I do it on my phone. I make a timer, or you can use a clock. But if you want to open your eye to look at the clock to see what time it is, try to just open one eye so you don't come out of trance. Okay. And you want to put the kids in the other room, tell everybody you're taking a nap. If it sounds, sometimes like, whoa, you're meditating, that's weird. People think might even this day still think it's weird. Usually people are more open these days, but if you don't want to tell people what you're doing, that's fine, because then they might kind of poke their energy in your space, like, what's she doing? What's he doing? Okay. Or so put the kids in front of a movie, tell everybody, put a do not disturb, like, I'm busy for 20 minutes, I'm taking my nap, so no one disturb me. Now, pets will come around you when you meditate. Pets love this energy. And there are two schools of thought that, at least that I'll talk about, that I know about with that. So one school of thought is your pets are going to absorb your energy, that you need the energy. So the pets need to go in the other room because they're going to be coming in and getting in on the energy and affecting what you're doing, and they should not be in the room. The other school of thought is you want your pets in there to add to the good energy, and it gives them a healing. So it's up to you. You can see what it's like with or without them in the room, how you want to do that. But those are schools of thought. But usually pets will come close to you when you're doing this because they like it. It feels good. And animals are very intuitive and psychic, and they pick up on this energy. Okay. I keep seeing, I feel like I see an orb going around here. My purple light isn't there today, but that's okay. All right. So when you are saying your mantra or doing your breath, and especially if you're new to this, what's going to happen is your mind will start to have chatter. And what happened to me was, like, I heard the critical voice, or the voice that's car lights moving around there. So that's not an orb. Yeah, I would just start thinking of lists of, like, oh, I forgot to put the laundry in the dryer. I have to make this phone call. So the energy will try to pull you out of your meditation. Your meditation is having a relationship with yourself and spirit. And that has to have the priority. So I would be like, no, I'm not. You make a time and you stay there for that time. If you only had 10 minutes, okay, then do your 10 minutes. Hopefully it's 20 minutes twice a day. But if whatever time you set your timer for, I suggest you stick to that. You'll feel better about it. You'll break through the energy that's trying to pull you away with the mind monkey chatter, blah, blah, blah. So that's going to come up, or with the distractions of whatever. Now, when you start getting distracted in your thoughts about this or that, just don't beat yourself up. It's going to happen. Just notice it and then come back to your breath or your mantra. Okay? So this will be really cool, and we're going to try it. We're going to do it. So does anybody have any questions before we start about whatever I've said? This is Kathy Wood. I am near cleaning out all my negative chakras. Okay. I'm going to do questions next week, or in my member session, which you can join for like $14 or something. This is totally free. I'm doing this for free. I usually teach this in a class, but I wanted to give you guys this today. So, but that's where I'm going to be answering questions either next week at the same time. I'll be doing more personal readings, or in my 12 o'clock California time. If you join my channel, you can get the questions answered. Omani Padme Hum. Okay, good stuff. Yeah. Okay, you spelled it a little bit differently. That you could be correct. I could be wrong about that. I looked it up online. I've known it like years ago, but actually when it was taught to me by a Tibetan high priestess, she never wrote it down. She just explained it to me. Hi, excited to see you. Thank you. Wow, from looking good. Oh, thank you. Good stuff. Hi there. Hi. Happy day. Hello. Hi. I'm so glad everybody's here. All right. So this is going to be awesome. Hi. Hi, Equa 3333. Marsha, Lynn, good stuff. Dana. I also see the purple orb in the wood. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So that's cool. All right. So I'm going to give you all a minute. If you're somewhere where it's cold, you might want to get a blankie. Now, you can meditate laying down. You may fall asleep. It's actually technically better if you're sitting up, if you can, unless there's a health reason why you can't. There are a couple more points I just remembered. If you sit cross-legged, and then put your arms down like this, so you're making a triangle with your body, that will ground you and connect you with the source above. We'll start at kind of first get grounded and call in the guides to assist us in the meditation. But then afterwards, when we're meditating, pay attention to your mantra and your breath, but you can also float up and connect with the beings above you and the light above you. Yeah, okay. All right. So, so let's do that. And then, all right. So when you have your hands open like this on your lap, okay, that means you're connecting with higher light frequencies that are coming in like angels and guides above you. And so putting your hands on your lap, palm open, connects you to the higher energies. Putting your hands down, and we'll start like that, to try to kind of just get you more grounded. So we're feeling into the earth that way. Okay, so if you've got your blankie, I'm going to take a little sip of my tea after all that. And then afterwards, we'll have time to share how was that for you? Or did you have a question? Or what happened? And if you're watching this in rebroadcast, type a comment about how you experienced this and what was it like for you, and I'll try to get to questions. Usually on all my comments, I do read a lot of the comments, and I usually put a heart there. And I just wanted to say the reason I do that is because even if you disagree with me, I want to honor everybody's opinion, unless it's, something that's inappropriate. But even if it's different, that's fine. And I honor your comments, and that's what makes my channel. And so I have been really busy with a lot of private clients. I'm not as busy now. But I am busy with other stuff that I'm creating, but I am going to be reading the comments. So I promise to read all of the comments. Sometimes they come on like weeks after, so I have to go back, but wow, there's some energy that we're clearing here. That might be my energy clearing. I'm clearing everybody's energy doing this. I feel like we're clearing abuse and trauma. I would say that. I would say that most people are pretty traumatized by what's going on now. Yeah, but that's what we're going to be clearing. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer. And if you want, you can set yours while I'm setting it for you. I'll tell you when it's time. So we're going to set it for 20 minutes, which is a long time for your first meditation, but you can do it, and it'll be cool. So yeah. Okay. So we're going to call first, before I push the 20-minute button, let's just close our eyes and go into a bigger world. And then put your hands, if you would, palms down. And just take some relaxing breaths. And by the way, this will clear negativity too, because I saw somebody saying they're clearing their chakras. This is a great way to clear negativity. And so we're breathing and just kind of connecting to the earth like you have, a grounding cord coming out of your feet and your tailbone. going into the earth. And if you don't feel that or see that, I'm sorry, I meant see that. Just feel it. Just feel yourself, your body, and breathe, and relaxing your body is a good idea. Because whenever you relax and feel safe, your body starts to ground, which is a whole nother video that we can do. Maybe we'll talk about that next week when I do readings and such. Okay. And now let's call in. I have Archangel Metatron, which is watermelon colors. And some people see him as a lavender, or you can call in your own personal healing guides. But Metatron is a really good one for dealing with the mind, clearing the mind, clearing negativity, clearing old programming. So he's come in to help us. And so I'm asking that he be with you if you're listening to this now or in all time and directions in the future, when everyone's listening to this, or if you want to re-listen to it. Okay, and so even while I've just closed my eyes and called him in, I've noticed that my aura is getting brighter. That's really cool. All right, now I'm going to set our timer, and we're going to officially start with the Om Mani Padme Hum, or just Om. Om. And I'm not going to say that. You're saying that to yourself or tuning into your breath through your nose. Okay, here we go. And when you're ready, if you want, you can put your palms facing upwards. It's wonderful. They're saying this is you having a relationship with yourself and coming back to yourself. keeping your eyes closed. Just maybe take a couple relaxing breaths and start to stretch around a little bit. Maybe pat your knees or give yourself a hug. Just kind of come back to present time in the room where you are. We want you to come back gently because you may have gotten deeply relaxed or even gone unconscious or fallen asleep. So, okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Whee! It's a good idea to drink water when you're doing this kind of work too, because you're processing a lot of energy. Now, when you sit with a teacher, you're going to be in that energy too. So whatever training and teachers and guides I have, you're picking that up through osmosis. I did see, there's the angel Raphael, a healing angel. And I saw Archangel Michael and I saw Mary Magdalena come in. Those are some of the guides that I work with. Sometimes I see animal totems or other guides, but yeah. So I'm going to ask you about how that was, if you care to share. What I did get is that next week we'll be talking about grounding and why that is really important. You know, you can actually stop yourself from having accidents or falling if you're grounded. You're more in your power and you're not, easily knocked off your, out of your space by whatever someone is saying or doing, because you're present in the present moment when you're grounded. And we're going to talk about breath, how that feeling safe, and we'll go over some breathing exercises next week and grounding, because it's really also really important, a part of being in a physical body and being on your spiritual path. Okay. So that'll be super cool. And I also forgot to mention meditative-like practices, which are yoga, qigong, painting. You can do a walking. You can walk in nature and just be reflective and breathing and silent, or in prayer. So those are all meditative-like practices. You can even do cooking. Have anything that where you're being creative and just kind of get in the zone. Those can all be meditative-like practices. Anything where you're writing a book or you're creating art or any music, singing, dancing can all be meditative-like practices, because you kind of get in the zone and you're connecting with your higher self or your guides, your creativity and nature or something. So all of that can also be part of your practice. Let's see, was there anything else? Yeah. So let's see, how was that? Does anybody want to share about how about how that was for you? Let's pull the camera up. Okay. I fell into a deep sleep. Feel wonderful. Yeah, you needed to sleep. Also, it's a lot, so you may just be going unconscious to the energy, but that's good, because that means you're clearing unconscious energy. Okay. The energy was very high, and if and we all have that unconscious energy. So we want to go from the state of consciousness of being in, more of an unconscious state, which is third dimensional reality, to fourth or fifth dimensional reality. Fourth dimensional reality, where you're more connected to guides and spirit, and fifth dimensional reality where you're really just in the zone. And this is a great way to support you in your awakening. So that's probably the most important thing. And because we're all going through that now, we're all waking up consciousness. That's why we're here. We're here on the love planet to learn about love, loving ourselves, to be of service to others. But we're also here. We're here to wake up and grow spiritually in Earth School. Okay. All right. So let's see what other questions you have or what comments. Thanks very much. I had a migraine. It's gone like magic. Yep. It released chronic bone pain. Much better. Yeah, your body heals when you do this. It's amazing. At first I saw a large hand gripping a silver sword. I began to cry, releasing trauma. Then there was water falling and many people walked. There was a water falling. You mean waterfall? I'm not sure. Water falling or waterfall, and many people walked through. There was a unicorn and a man in white riding it. It sounds like a guide. Unicorns are magical creatures. Yeah, that's amazing. I've been attuned to Reiki, but I can't work on myself. We have same guides. I can't work on myself? Okay, I'm not sure if that a comment or how to address that. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. TB. Okay. Thanks a bunch. TBI. I'm sorry. You're talking to a very dyslexic. I don't always get stuff like I don't know what the TBI means, so you'd have to spell it out for me. It's probably very obvious, but brain injury. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is healed brain injury. Yeah. Then he turned into particles of a rainbow colors into a pond, and we all drank the water. I kept hearing peace, peace, peace be with you. Oh, wow. I mean, this is amazing. So, and if you're like me, you were sitting there going, I don't see anything. It's dark in here. Maybe you fell asleep. And then everybody else is having I'm seeing guides. I thought why am I doing this wrong? You're not doing it wrong. Okay. Everybody is going to connect. You're going to connect differently. We're all different. And we need for me, my lesson was perseverance to continue to meditate, even though I don't see anything in here. And I don't know, I needed to release trauma. Maybe you needed to take a nap. And maybe that's all it is. And that is excellent, that you are relaxing and releasing on a level. And maybe it seems like, well, nothing's really happening. But I'm telling you it is. So keep up your practice because, when everybody is everyone's seeing guides and angels, I was like, what is wrong? Why am I not doing? And then, but because we're all in divine time, okay. I had a golden light, Gigi, and a master ancestor mixing some healing oils in a meditation bowl coming up for me. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is amazing. Okay. As usual, I had nothing, no shapes, no colors. I just relax, but nothing else pretty disappointing. Still nothing. Well, that's why so the reason that happened to me is so that I could share with people like you, Kathy, when that's happening with you. Okay. And then I would keep saying, I'm getting nothing, and I got nothing. So another good thing to do is to notice the benefits, or maybe have, like what I did was I started, instead of saying, I'm getting nothing, and then I keep getting nothing, is say, I'm open to receive. Help me to connect. Help me to know you're there. Help me to whatever happens. Or you could say a prayer, may this benefit me in my spiritual growth and understanding. So you maybe just, like you said, need to relax. And that's huge. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else want to share their experience? We're over an hour. I'm going to have to go. Okay. So join me in the members, and I'll be answering questions, and that'll be super cool. Or certainly come back next week, and 10 o'clock California time. You guys are awesome. And, we're in this together. Well, thank you so much for, I couldn't do this without you. And I love teaching. And this is how we make the world a better place, by working on ourselves. The only one we really can control is ourselves. I think the sleep is where the deep healing happens. Yeah. That's true. Thanks, loving, peace, and light. Yeah. So, and you may find your day goes better. You're in a better space. You may feel like in the middle of the day, I need to stop and start my day over and do it again. Like I usually meditate at like 4 or 6 in the morning. And then by 12 o'clock, I'm ready for another little, unless I've already done my 40 minutes, but a nice little nappy rest. And then you can start your day over again. And love you all. Thanks for joining me. And please subscribe if you haven't. It really helps me. Send the likes, share on social media, and we'll see you next week or at 12. Bye-bye.